Let's just get right into it.
In one corner, a sleep-deprived hunter trapped in a never-ending nightmare. No wonder he's so cranky. And in the other corner, a half-naked Tarnished who slaps God to death with a club and pure vibes. Blood meets ruin, madness meets ambition. It's the showdown you didn't know you needed, but it's here for you anyway. The Hunter versus the Tarnished.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Sorry for that goofy ass intro. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. Anyways, I'm just gonna start off by saying I don't normally do this.
That's what she said.
Because versus battles in fiction are ultimately pointless. Whoever's writing the story can twist the outcome however they like, so anyone could win. It doesn't matter who is stronger at the end of the day. But it's fun to throw logic out of the window from time to time and pit two murder machines against each other, just for the hell of it. This entire ordeal will be purely based on feats in three simple categories: speed, strength, and durability. Stuff like battle IQ, experience, and strategy won't matter here because I want to keep things stupidly simple. And honestly, I really don't feel like debating whether dodging lightning is a reaction speed feat or an in-game mechanic. Also, if I mess anything up, let me know in the comments. The lore for these universes gets so densely packed at times, it might as well just be spoken in tongues. So yeah, not exactly a walk in the park to piece together. Before we get into the real meat of it, I'll first give some background on both characters, list their feats, and then settle on who takes the win. Let's start with the Hunter. Now listen very carefully, okay? Because this might come as a shock to some of you, and it may cause spontaneous shaking, foaming, and even lore denial in some corners of the internet if this video gets more than 5 views. But here it goes. The Hunter does not have a lot of insane feats aside his speed. Yes, I know he fights greater ones in the story and it is portrayed in a manner that they are his prey, but that is where the issue is. In Bloodborne, it is implied that the great ones exist in two forms: physical and non-physical forms. What you fight in the game is usually just the avatar or what leftover husk of their true form is available. Their real power lies in their non-physical forms, and those forms exist on multiple planes of existence at once, shaping minds, bending reality, and casually ignoring death like it's a minor inconvenience. So yeah, the Hunter can kill their physical shells in the waking world, but their consciousness keeps vibing in some Lovecraftian limbo. This means the Hunter really never kills a great one in the purest and truest sense of it. He just slaps around their bodies. That being said, there are three notable exceptions. The Moon Presence, a being who canonically created an entire dimension. The Orphan, of course, widely considered as the hardest boss in the entire game. And Mergo's Nurse, who is just a bit of a weird case. Another thing that sets these three aside is the fact that you get the nightmare slaying message instead of the usual prey slaughtered when they get defeated by you. But aside these three, the greater ones in Bloodborne are not all that strong. Now let's talk about Tarnished. Tarnished is also in a tricky position. He doesn't really get to fight fully realized outer gods except the Elden Beast. You can make an argument for second phase Milena, aka her final form, but even she feels more like an avatar than the real thing. Then the other thing that makes this even messier is the ridiculous amount of spells and broken builds the Tarnished has access to. Now it's not the fact that he has access to a wide array of spells, because even the Hunter has access to spells. He has access to some hacks as well, but Elden Ring takes it to a whole nother level. I mean, Tarnished could literally wield something as stupid as Destined Death, which essentially negates immortality and kills you the moment you get sliced with it. Because why just kill a god when you can completely erase the concept of them existing? And again, the Hunter does have access to hacks, spells, and a couple tricks of his own, but let's be honest, most of them feel like budget versions compared to that of Elden Ring. But I want to keep this quick, okay? So we're going to leave out all the hacks and spells for the sake of simplicity, but if you want me to talk about a specific build, a specific set of whatever for both characters, just let me know down in the comment section below. With all of that out of the way, let's look at the feats. I won't really mention things like regen and immortality since both have similar feats, and at a certain level it really doesn't matter anymore. So let's just talk about what's really important: strength, speed, and durability. So for the Hunter, he fought and beat the Moon Presence. You might ask, why is this a big deal? I'm sure you're not even asking why this is a big deal. We all know that Moon Presence is the one who created the whole dimension and the endless dream cycle cycle or whatever. And this entire dimension does have a moon, so yeah, we can comfortably scale the hunter up to moon level just from this. I also have to mention, canonically and lore wise, I don't think any other boss in the game has any feat remotely close to what the moon presence is capable of. Also, I think it's very important for me to mention, I will not be including conceptual feats. Just like the way I removed destined death and all those hacks for the sake of simplicity, I will not be putting stuff like concepts, because moon presence was able to create a sort of loop whereby the hunter does not die, so he keeps coming back. So it's probably some type of time manipulation shit, and I will not be trying to scale any of that. Okay, we have similar stuff like that in Elden Ring, and once again, I will not be scaling that to keep everything simple for both of us, for three of us, me, Tarnished, and the hunter. So for the Tarnished, General Radahn, who was not in his prime when fighting the Tarnished, I should mention, was able to hold back the stars with his powers for years. Then he also fought the Elden Beast, which is said to have created a dimension that is filled with what many believe to be stars, so we can keep that at star level. Now, like I said before, you can start to bring in conceptual information and you can scale these characters much higher, but we are really not going to do that. So let's just move on to speed. Now, speed is very tricky, but let's use the best feat for both. Moon presence seemingly flew from the moon in a relatively short time down to where the hunter was. I'm not really good at math, I'm not a math guy, but I'm pretty sure that has to be hypersonic, okay, or massively hypersonic. And if you do think he has any speed feats that are better than this, you can let me know down in the comments. Maybe you can subscribe too, and I'll really appreciate that. But I don't really think he does have any speed feats that are better than this, so I'm gonna keep it at massively hypersonic. Then as for the Tarnished, that boy can react to light speed attacks. If you are in doubt, you can see it right here. This sword is verbatim stated to deliver slashes at the speed of light, and this was the very sword that was used by General Radahn. Now, I had a discussion with my friend about this feat, and light in this context can be interpreted to be light that is conjured from magic, which means that that light may not have actual photons. Well, I read this over and over again, and the statement says it right there: light speed slashes, which is way too specific, but make what you want from it. I'm gonna go with light speed. Now, as for durability, this is really simple. Both of them are as durable as their strongest opponents, as I believe they were both canonically hit by insane foes. So yeah, I'm just gonna scale them up to the highest possible beings in their verse, meaning the hunter scales to the moon level feat I talked about earlier, so that's where his durability is lying at. So that's probably beyond moon level, because you cannot be moon level tanking moon level attacks, while the Tarnished scales to beyond star level, I guess. But again, let's just assume I am wrong, because there is no guarantee that these very powerful opponents constantly attacked with their highest power. I don't think every time the Elden Beast was attacking the Tarnished, he was using powers that could create and destroy stars. Same thing with Moon Presence. I don't think every time Moon Presence was attacking the hunter, it was using attacks that could level the moon. So with this in mind, we can just put both of them at the same durability level. We can just put both of them at wall level, city level, mountain level, island level, whatever you want to do, just do it. And if you keep this in mind and you add up everything I have been saying, the winner is obvious. It's the Tarnished. I know a lot of people are not going to like it, but honestly, the feats speak for themselves. I'm not going to go and say, yeah, the hunter fought outer gods, and it doesn't make any sense that he's fighting outer gods that have no feats, and then because of that I should disregard the feats of Tarnished and say, oh, this nigga fought more gods, so he is definitely stronger. Nah, it doesn't work that way. I know a lot of people will get mad. Bloodborne has a very, very tight fan base, but honestly, just know I love both characters, but I think Tarnished is way faster, way stronger. The evidence just stacks up against the hunter. But to be fair, power scaling and all of that doesn't matter as much as a good adaptation, which is what Adi Shakir, or whatever the fuck his name is, failed to do. So you can watch this video right here. I talk about the Devil May Cry adaptation. It's another game adaptation that I think was just done very terribly. I'm hearing Elden Ring is going to get a series at some point, so I really hope Elden Ring just does get the justice it deserves. And yeah, I'm gonna be seeing you in the next one.
Shake just a little bit.